From a pariah to the peak of political power, the son of the late Philippines dictator Ferdinand Marcos has now won a landslide presidential election victory, securing almost 30 million votes, which is more than double the tally of his rival. With more than 90% of an initial count now concluded, Marcos Jr., who is popularly known as Bong Bong, thanked his supporters for overwhelmingly voting for him, but stopped short of claiming victory, warning that the count is not done yet.
Even if the voting is not yet done, my gratitude cannot wait. I extend my thanks to everyone, to all who helped out, to all who joined our cause, to your sacrifices, to your hard work, to your time, your abilities, your eagerness. These types of work, any endeavors as large as this, does not involve one person. It involves many people working in many different ways, and to all of them, I thank you.
Meanwhile, the Philippines Vice President Leni Robredo, who is the nearest rival to Marcos Jr., urged her supporters to listen to the voice of the people, further asking Filipinos to fight for patriotic ideals beyond elections.
I know it is not easy for you to accept the numbers that are coming out of the quick count. Not only feeling sorry, but a clear dismay are being felt among our ranks. I am aware that this dismay may boil even more. Especially, there have been reports of irregularities in this election. Up to now, there are people whose votes have not been counted. There are people who are at the voting centers and remain there up to now, waiting for the ballot to be inserted into the machine.
Robredo, who throughout campaigning positioned herself as promoting good governance, transparency and human rights, secured 11.9 million votes, which is half of what Ferdinand Marcos secured. Marcos Jr.'s campaign was marked by relentless online whitewashing of his family's corrupt regime. However, while his supporters celebrated on the streets, there were still scores of protesters who held demonstrations outside the election office in Manila, where they held anti-Marcos placards and chanted slogans. Meanwhile, voters across the Philippines also cast their ballots to elect a new vice president, where Sara Duterte, who is the daughter of the outgoing president Rodrigo Duterte, was leading the country's vice presidential race. The winner of Monday's presidential election will take office on June the 30th, and this is for a single 6-year term. The new president will inherit a pandemic-battered economy, deep poverty, and the legacy of a brutal anti-drugs crackdown. Filipinos have expressed mixed feelings after waking up to a new but familiar political dawn. The son of late dictator Ferdinand Marcos is all set to become the next president of the Philippines. While there are still some who have celebrated Marcos Jr.'s victory, there were a few Filipinos who took to the streets protesting against the election results. Listen in.
People here have not conceded. I don't think they will ever concede. They're here to express a deep sense of outrage over the political system in the Philippines, which has allowed the heir of the dictator Marcos to return to power as president.
Siyempre, we're very happy. We're really very happy. We do not know what to say, and we do not know how to feel. But now, I know that Bongbong Marcos will be our president, we believe that our nation will be great again.
Dapat doon pa lang supposedly it's supposed to be junked because the evidence, the pieces of evidence are clearly leading that Bongbong Marcos is not fit, is not qualified under Philippine law to run for presidency. So this decision of the Anbank, the Comelec Anbank, it just gives emphasis to our call that Bongbong Marcos is not fit for presidency.
Well, I'm speaking from my parents' experience of the Marcos regime, and it was terrifying, scary. My grandfather was held at gunpoint just for wanting to go to a clinic at night. So hearing that with other countries' elections, it's terrifying.
I'm happy. I'm happy because I vote him. I am from North, and then he's my president. He's from North. Okay? All North, they support Marcos because they know Marcos already. Right? And then, I think Marcos and his Vice President Mrs. Sara Duterte, maybe that too is good. These are good.
And for more insights on this story, we are now being joined by journalist Dave Grunbaugh from Manila. Dave, you've been, of course, tracking this election closely. The son of the late Philippines dictator, Ferdinand Marcos, has won a landslide presidential election victory. What does this mean for the Philippines?
Well, when it talks to what's going to happen on the ground here, and in terms of a Marcos Jr. presidency, we really don't know because he just gave so few details during the campaign. He talked about how he wants to create more jobs, he wants foreign investment, he wants economic growth, he wants to control prices, but he didn't give any specifics on how he plans to achieve this. He didn't do any hard interviews with this during the campaign season. He didn't participate in the debate, so we just really don't know. In terms of political observers think that he's going to pursue some important big-ticket infrastructure projects. He'll look for upgrades, he'll look for close ties with China. But there are also real concerns coming from political analysts that we could see an increase in corruption here. Corruption is certainly a serious problem here, and people are concerned that it could get worse. Business community leaders are really looking to see who does he make his economic advisors, and how are they going to try to handle things? Because we've got such a pandemic-battered economy here. So people are really looking to find out how does he handle that, who are his advisors, and the business community is going to try and get some sort of sense of what that's going to mean.
Absolutely, Dave. Thanks so much for all those insights. Thanks for joining us on WION at this hour. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.